Hello and good day. Welcome to our video channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be Joshua chapter 23. Let's get started now. Joshua chapter 23 is a continuation of Joshua's farewell address to the Israelites. In this chapter, he reminds them of God's faithfulness and encourages them to continue following his commands. The chapter begins with Joshua assembling all the leaders of Israel and reminding them of all that God had done for them. He speaks of the many battles they had won and the land that they had taken as their inheritance. He then reminds them that it was God who had given them this land and that they must continue to be obedient to him. Joshua then warns the Israelites against making alliances with the remaining inhabitants of the land. He reminds them that these people worship other gods and that their influence could lead the Israelites astray from following the one true God. He also warns them that if they do turn away from God and worship other gods, they will face the consequences of their disobedience. Joshua then urges the Israelites to be strong and courageous, reminding them that God is with them and will not forsake them. He tells them that if they remain faithful to God, he will continue to bless them and protect them. The chapter ends with Joshua encouraging the Israelites to love and serve God with all their hearts, and to remain obedient to his commands. He reminds them that God has already fulfilled all his promises to them and that he will continue to do so if they remain faithful. One of the key lessons we can learn from Joshua chapter 23 is the importance of obedience to God. Just as God was faithful to the Israelites and fulfilled all his promises to them, he will also be faithful to us if we remain obedient to him. However, just like the Israelites, we can also be easily influenced by the world around us and be tempted to turn away from God. That is why it is important to stay strong in our faith and to guard our hearts against anything that may lead us astray. Another lesson we can learn from Joshua's farewell address is the importance of leadership. Joshua was a great leader who had led the Israelites through many battles and had helped them take possession of the land God had promised to them. His leadership was characterized by his faithfulness to God and his commitment to obeying his commands. As followers of Christ, we too are called to be leaders in our own right. Whether it is in our families, our workplaces, or our communities, we are called to lead by example and to be a light to those around us. Like Joshua, we must remain faithful to God and his commands, and lead others to do the same. In conclusion, Joshua chapter 23 reminds us of the importance of obedience to God and the importance of leadership in our walk with Christ. We must remain faithful to God, guard our hearts against the influences of the world, and lead others to follow him as well. By doing so, we will experience God's blessings and fulfill the purposes he has for our lives. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible chapter below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video.